Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series. Freedom from pains and miseries to ultimate happy, healthy and peaceful life. Based on 108 mantras to awaken your soul. And Srimad Bhagavad Gita, my question and God's answers. And today's series number is 55. How to live blissfully and attain eternal bliss. And pranam to Swami Hariharji Maharaj. Thank you very much, Guruji, for coming in our life and blessing all of us for getting together this morning and listen to Srimad Bhagavad Gita's Lord Krishna's messages, reflecting on it, learning from it. I'm Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam. We offer here techniques, simple techniques, how to be happy, how to experience the eternal happiness within and without, and lead the blissful life and get rid of anger, worries, resentments, stress, and live the righteous life. So we are beyond the vishad, we are beyond this upsetness, which is, and all these challenges from day to day, and live in a blossom of blissful life. And whatever you see on this page, all the books which have been #1 bestseller on Amazon, is all the motivation and encouragement from Swami Hariharji Maharaj. And with his blessings, his guidance, the message is being delivered to many different parts of the world, to different organizations, universities, or corporations, one-to-one individuals. And of course, we are here together. So thank you very much for all joining. And today's series, as I said, it is live in blissfulness, not just today and beyond, but how to live blissfully. And not only how to live, how to die blissfully, peacefully. And there are many verses have been taken there, but mainly they have been based on one verse, which is 12:13, chapter 8, 12:13. But all these verses have been covered to bring the whole subject together. And we will cover today how to attain eternal blissful state, how to remember God every time, every moment of our life, and why the simplest method of Om mantra, how to chant it, how to practice it, and what are we going to get out of it. And then there will be homework, assignments for the week, and of course, our mantra and meditation. Because we started our series 1, New of Me, to attain the ultimate purpose of our life. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where will I go from here? And how will I get there? So let's all pray together and ask for the guidance very humbly by surrendering to Lord Krishna's teachings to face the daily challenges in our life, which is also in Bhagavad Gita called Vishad Yoga, Vishad, difficulties in life, challenges in life where Arjuna faced it. And then when he took surrender to the supreme power which he did not know, to the higher guidance, then his Vishad become into Prasad. He understood all of his mission of his life, purpose of his life, and how to fulfill it by listening to Lord Krishna's teachings, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He said, I do as you advise, Karishye Vachanam Tav. So he went through that blissful journey which transformed him. So let's all together embark on this blissful journey and ask Lord Krishna's advice here. Because we are the Arjuna of today. Anybody who faces the challenges are Arjunas. The key here is surrender, ask for advice from the supreme power, from the higher self. Then that Vishad becomes Vishad Yoga, because that Vishad is not only the sorrowness, the miseries, but now it is company, it is surrender to supreme power. So it becomes the yoga, and then Lord Krishna comes and helps us. So we give our reins of our life to his hands. So let's all do together and pray to him. Karpanya dosyo vahate svabhava paschami tvam dharma samura cheta yachresyani nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyaste aham chadimam tvam prapanyam. My heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all my composure and my mind is confused about my duty, my dharma. What should I do? What should not I do? I am requesting you to tell me what is definitely good for me, not what am I asking, but what is good for me, because you know what is good for me. I am your disciple. I surrender to you. Please advise me. And then Lord Krishna pour his blessing on Arjuna, where he taught him Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Now we are at the Bhakti Yoga, in the Karma Yoga, which is the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has 24,447 words, 18 chapters, 3 yogas, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. These are the divided into that main 3 yogas, where Lord Krishna spoke about 574 verses in the form of Bhagavad Gita. And out of that, the first 6 chapters, where he tried to teach Arjuna to focus on his action, do his action righteously, because Arjuna is a Kshatriya. So he's telling him, since you are the Kshatriya, you understand the language of Kshatriya. So then he now tell him that, yes, now you know the Karma Yoga. Arjuna has many, many questions, because he still continued to bombard Lord Krishna with the questions. And now Lord Krishna is telling him, disclosing him who his friend Krishna is. He is everything in the universe. Sarvam iti. So Vasudeva is Sarvam iti. He is everything. And everything is under his control. He's the one who's conducting the whole universe. And he's taking now this chapter 8, which says Akshar Brahma Yoga. So we are at that chapter. And through learning so far, we have removed many layers of our confusion, like our Lord Krishna is trying to do the same with Arjuna, remove these confused layers of the confusion, ignorance, and taking him to the essence of it, universe, ultimate reality through the Bhagavad Gita. So here, the name of teaching is Bhagavad Gita, because Gita is Anandamay, the source of Anandam, the eternal bliss, which we are going to speak about today. So Gita, the infinite wisdom, is a step-by-step spiritual instruction manual to operate our lives righteously and attain eternal happiness, peace, Anandam, while living in the material world and beyond, and realize who we are, our Satchit Ananda. So chapter 8, Akshay Brahma Yoga. Here Akshar has two meanings. And that's where Lord Krishna is trying to teach Arjuna. Akshar, one meaning is eternal, Avinashi. Everything in the universe is temporary, except Vasudev Sarvam iti. Supreme power is the eternal. And another name of supreme power is Om. And Om mantra is used to reach to that supreme power, going beyond this Vishal yogas and enrich our self with this mantra. And we merge with the universe. Not while we are living, but we are dying when we die. So it's a preparation, the whole chapter. If you ask one question, what is about this chapter? This chapter teaches us how to die blissfully and experience the eternal bliss, reach to the Param Dham, merge with Lord Krishna, experience who I am. So how to live and how to die blissfully. That is the main purpose of, main focus of this chapter is. But how to live, we have been learning before with Karma Yoga, but here with Bhakti Yoga, Vasudev Sarvamiti. Everything is done by Lord Krishna, by supreme power. And this whole universe is his Leela. Play. We are the one of the player. So the message here is very clear. We should play our role. We should act as an actor. The best way to participate in his play, his Leela. So as we learned before, Lord Krishna says, very simple method he's giving us. He's giving us the techniques. How to remember God every moment of our life. How to live in the mindfulness of supreme power. And here he says, Antakale cha mamev, smarnam, muktva, kalevram, ya prayati sab bhaktam, yati, mantram, sanshesh. In other words, one who remember me, he's saying, remember, even if you don't remember me right now, but remember me even at the time of death, while you leave the body, you will certainly come to my Param Dham, merge with me. There is no doubt about it. But then, as we know, that whatever we think, we live in that consciousness. Whatever we think during the daytime, we dream about it. Especially when whatever we think about before going to bed, we think about it. That's where he says, yo, yo, yum, yum. Whoever thinks about me at the time of death, but whatever consciousness the person lives in, that's what the person is going to do. So he tried to teach Arjuna with Karma Yoga, but only Karma Yoga. Whatever we do with our action, which is called Karma Kand, with eyes, with reading Bhagavad Gita, with hands doing yagnas, with going to pilgrimage, prayers, whatever we do, this is all come under Karma Kand. Action that takes us closer to God. That's what the Karma Yoga is. However, again, all these things, what we are doing, they are temporary. They purify us. But unless our Atma, our soul, the current which is flowing in our body is connected with the Supreme Power, we cannot reach there. We cannot reach. So we have to live in that consciousness. And how we can do it? That's where in chapter 6, the last chapter of Karma Yoga, it says Dhyana Yoga, where the meditation is, Lord Krishna is introduced meditation to Arjuna. And Arjuna got confused. He thought that now he can run away from the Yuddha, his responsibilities, Kurukshetra Yuddha, this bloody war which he thought. And he can just go in Himalayas and do meditation. But Lord Krishna again clarifies it. That's not what I'm speaking to you. I'm telling you. This is, you do the action, but do the action while connected your soul with Supreme Power. And how you can do it here? That's where he introduces. He says, do abhyasa with karma actions, karma kand, but ultimately you have to do the meditation. You have to connect your soul with me. So the second part, he introduces mantra, Om mantra, which is the ultimate yoga, ultimate path to God realization, because this is where Lord Krishna says how to constantly remember God, because we cannot remember God all the time. We cannot live in that consciousness with God all the time. So Lord Krishna, Arjuna asked that question. Mind is so chanchal, mind is so like a wind. It moves around so much, the same frequency, higher frequency than wind. Then how could I focus my mind on you, on Supreme Power? And that's where Lord Krishna says, Pranaya Kale, Mansa Chalen Bhaktva Yukto, Yog Bhanjen Chave, Dhruvo Madhye Pranma Viche Samvek. Here he says, the one who at the time of death, with single-minded devotion and by the power of yoga, draws the flow of breath between the two eyebrows and holding there will surely attain me. So here what Lord Krishna is giving two things. One, of course, here is saying, whoever leaves the body by remembering me, having closed all the gates of the body, controlling all the senses. So he is giving more details, but he had already explained to us how to do the meditation. Put our mind, Om, right in the middle of the eyebrows, which is referring to the sixth chakra right here. Put the Om mantra. This is the home of Om mantra, the Supreme Power. And that's what we should keep in our focus. We should live in the consciousness of Supreme Power and remember God all the time through Om mantra. But unfortunately, what happens? This is the home for Om. We have kicked Om, God, out of our mind and filled our mind with this worldly Maya, desires. And that's where Lord Krishna is reminding us, this is the home, my home. Keep me there. Don't kick me out of your sixth chakra. Don't kick me out of your mind. Stay with me. And then once you stay with me, and he's giving more clear indication between the eyebrows, right here, where the bindi is there, you can see it there, and hold me there. Then you will surely attain me. And this is a technique for meditation, but he does not stop there. He says that, yes, you can do karma yoga, but at the time of death, you cannot do karma yoga at that time, because you will not be in the status of action. You will not have energy to do it. And then he says, okay, I'm going to give you one more technique, simplest technique, that whoever leaves the body by remembering me, having closed all gates of the body, controlling all the senses. Here he's talking about Ashtanga Yoga, the one step of the Ashtanga Yoga, Pratyahara. See, we talked about Yama, Niyama, Asanas, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Pranayam, and now he's talking about, again, Pratyahara. Before he's reminding us. So he's saying, focusing the mind on me in the heart, and fix the prana, the life energy at the top of the head. We will do the meditation on this one today. So he says, meditate on me and vibrate the sacred monosyllabus Om. Certainly attains the supreme goal of life. So what is it talking about here? He is saying that Bhurvo Madhye Pranama Vishya, put your Om mantra right here while you are meditating. But at the time of the death, he's giving us a little bit more detail about it. And he's saying that put the Om mantra in your heart. And why he's saying is he's hoping that we practice enough. So at the time of death, we don't think about anything else, but just the Om mantra, but put it in the heart. So put the Sarvadvarani, Sayamam Manno, Hidi, Niruddecha, Mardadaya Matmana, Pranam Astito, Yog Dharanam. Put your prana here. And then he says, Om iti aksharam brahma, Vevaran mamu smarnam, Ya prayati tajam deyam sa yati, Parmam gatim. So he's saying that you not only at the time of death, of course, when you do it at the time of the death, you will come to me, you will merge with me. This is my promise to you. But Om iti aksharam brahma, you have to bring it everyday behavior. So here basically it's saying is the art of dying is just as important as the art of living. But here is one other tip I like to give. We run sometime in many situations where we are close to the departing souls. And we are close to the departing souls. Then there is some responsibility comes on our shoulders. And what we can do the Om mantra. Start the Om mantra in their room. So at least the vibrations are going there. Everybody should sit and chant the Om mantra. If not, just help that person and tell that person, focus on chanting Om mantra, not just what happens. The reason I'm saying this, what happens when somebody is departing, they say, okay, bring this family member, bring that son, bring that daughter now, and to holding that person's hand and just start crying and all those things. we are doing very disservice to the departing soul, because the time is past where it's not time for them or the person now to think about the children, about son, daughter, or other desires or other things, but help them to move forward. So just continue to focus and help them to put the Om mantra in their ears as much as possible. Sometimes it is not possible in the hospital or ICUs and all that, but they do allow Om mantras. I have recently experienced that. Somebody was departing, and when I recommended that, they did do that. Not only that, her daughter continued to keep saying Om mantra and continue to telling her mom, move forward. We are okay, move forward. So this is our responsibility, and that's a tip I like to give it to everybody, that please do, this is your responsibility, your duty to help the departing soul. So ultimately, Lord Krishna is saying that you will be happy. This is healthy comes while we are living, but happy, peaceful, blissful while living, but attain the eternal blissful, reach to the Param Dham. This is his guidance. So now I re-emphasize this one, how to practice. As it says, Om Ityaksharam Brahma, Vyavaran Mamu Smaran. So how to bring in our daily activity? Because here he's saying, Ya Prati Tajam Deham. We already spoke about the Tajam Deham. Yati Parmam Gatim. He will come to me. But how can we do it every day, practice it? And here Lord Krishna has given many times before that with Prana Apana, with our breath, inhalation and exhalation, we should do the Om mantra all the time. And think about God. Or when we do the Om mantra, automatically our body is programmed to, and it teaches us, it takes us to Ananda. Our thoughts get cleansed. Anytime we are touching something, at least we live in the consciousness, the mindfulness of supreme power. But especially when we are eating, we should at least do some prayers, or at least say Om mantra at that time, Om, and speaking like I'm doing this, then we always have a pleasant speech. And anytime we are seeing, sometimes we are in the situation when somebody is very angry with us, we are so upset, get upset, just try to put Om mantra or Lord Krishna in front of them, or on the, or in your eyes. Just you live in that consciousness of Om. So anything we do, we hear, we eat, we speak, should be in the consciousness of Om mantra. Then we can practice goodness all the time. This is where I always put these monkeys of the goodness, and then fill our heart with Om. And this is where Lord Krishna says, by doing it, our heart will be filled with Om, with love and compassion. And that's where he recommended. And he said that Mano Hirdai Nirdved Cha. Put your Om mantra, put this Om mantra in your heart, because by that time we have enough practice, but this is the practice of doing the lifetime, every moment of our life. Then we will have no problem at that time putting the Om in our heart. And even I'm sure you have all have experienced that when we do the Om mantra comes everywhere in our body. So it does not even goes to, we think about it. And then share love with others. So every action should be done with love, compassion, and goodness. And then Om becomes the path for us to Anandam. So our body, our mind is connected. We have to put a conscious effort. And then our current, the soul, the Atma, which moves with that pranic energy, that will be combined living in Ananda. And Lord Krishna, but he says one more thing here. And he says, because he has previously explained, and he said that who is Om? Om is the smallest item, not an atom, not an electron, but nano, at the nano level, or even the smallest of the smallest one can think, which we cannot even think about it. I am that. I am Avinashi. That's where I put that. Lord Krishna says, I am permanent. I am Vasudev Sarvamiti. But where we are talking about Om mantra. So here is the Om mantra comes for. A stands for Ananda. Union with supreme power, with me, moksha, with me, moksha. And here sometimes we spell O-M, one. So O-M, oneness. O stands for oneness. Oneness with supreme power. Merge with God. So Lord Krishna, again, of course, it will come later on also. I'm the most sacred syllabus. And I am, he also further says, I am Japa, Yajna, among the Yajnas. But what Japa? Om Japa. So Om is the ocean of Anandam. And therefore it is says, it is a sulabh. It is very sulabh, very easy. It's not just a, it says, oh Arjuna, I am easily attainable. Sulabh, tasyam sulabh. Says, Anya cheta satatam yo mam smrati nityasha. Who remembers me? Tasyam sulabh partha nitya yuktasya yogina. Arjuna, I am easily attainable by one who always thinks of me along with undivided attention, because he's always united with me. So he's again, here is the one. Breathe with Om mantra. Why? Because he is the absolute. Here is, we have spoken before, but basically the symbol of the Om has this many meaning of it. Here is the awakening stage. Here is the dreaming stage, deep sleep, absolute. In the Turiya, the subconscious state, the ultimate state, and then the ultimate state, it's the absolute. So everything is in Om when we do when we live in that consciousness, then even in the awakening stage, like when we are walking, talking, which I mentioned before, then that's the form it comes. When we are sleeping, and if we sleep with the Om mantra, deep sleep, absolute, all those are, so there, that's where it says, breathe with Om mantra. Om is the cosmic sound that transforms humans to eternal bliss. In other words, divinity to immortality. So one of the other thing I want to mention, that when we do this practice, putting Om at the heart and then gradually taking it to the sixth chakra, to the supreme, all the way to the head region, which we practice all the time, but I will specifically mention that today. One can practice that at night before going to bed. That turns into a Yog Nidra. The true Yog Nidra is when we are totally united with supreme power before going to bed. So what are the benefits? Again, everybody looks for the benefits. So what are the benefits I'm going to get? Here, Lord Krishna again assures Arjuna, you are going to do all these practices, all these which are, you're going to reap the benefit by enjoying day-to-day life. You will be healthy, happy, peaceful, live the blissful life. But at the same time, he says, you will attain the eternal bliss. You will reach to the Brahma Loka. Here, the Loka, my Param Dham, where the Lord Krishna is sitting right there. So on these steps, we go there. or if you want to go to the non-duality path, here is the supreme power. You reach there. And then he says, Abrahma bhuna loka. Punar vartitno Arjuna. Mamu pettam tu konte. Hey Arjun. Punam janmana vidyate. Hey Arjun, everyone from all the worlds, including the words of Brahma, the creator, to lowest, are subject to rebirth. But after attaining me, there is no rebirth, no punarjan. You are beyond birth and death, the cycle of birth and death. That's what he's telling them that you will get. And how the Om mantra works, how does it purify? I like to bring this over and over, because unless we really understand this, see, usually we have this negativity in our body. And then eventually our body is enriched with Om mantra. And here is the process. See, little by little, how negativity is disappearing. Becoming lighter and lighter, see, and then eventually, see, it gets there. Let me repeat one more time. See how it gets lighter and lighter? Look, it got lighter and lighter now. See how lighter it became? All the negativity is dissolving. And finally, look at this. One is totally enriched with supreme power's energy, totally enriched. Aura around that person, you can feel that. So Om mantra is a tool, I would say, mantra, whatever you want to name it. It's for our self-transformation. This is the power of Om mantra. So the time to practice, because it is a sulabh path. Why it is a sulabh path? Because we breathe all the time. And when we are breathing, we just have to breathe with the Om mantra. So we have to do practice, constant practice of Om mantra, and also the meditation. And that's where Lord Krishna says over Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. Yogi Bhav Arjuna. He said in the chapter 6, Yogi Bhav Arjuna, Nitya Yukta, every day mindfulness should be there. Whether you put Lord Krishna in the mind or Om mantra, whatever suits you, whatever resonates with your personality. But Om mantra, the simplest, the easiest mantra to attain eternal happiness, peace, ananda, experiencing Satchit Ananda, which takes us beyond birth and death, and ultimately from this mrityumay sansar, go beyond the mrityumay sansar, right here. So homework. Just live in awareness, mindfulness, and have our goal very clearly stated, that purpose of my life, that's the goal of my life, is to experience, ultimately get the God realization, self-realization. And what we have to do, we just pay attention. Am I breathing every breath with Om mantra? Live in the God's awareness. And of course, do I meditate? It is very, very important. All the action, as I said, Karma Yoga is good, but with love and compassion, which is a Bhakti Yoga. And now Lord Krishna says, yes, you can have a love and compassion, but that has to unite with your Atma. And the way it will merge with your Atma is a meditation, is the path. So therefore, we should always inquire about this. And then our Sankalpa time, where I live in blissful consciousness. That's what our goal is. We all want to be happy, healthy, peaceful. So we have to practice to live in that blissful state. And remember God every moment of life through the Om mantras. So we should have a sankalp prabhavan kamasya tattva sarvar sheshatya manse indriya gramam vinyam samantata. Once we have this sankalp, this supreme sankalp, not the worldly sankalp, those are important to have a goals to achieve them, but the supreme sankalpa, the supreme goal of our life is that I want to experience supreme power. I want to merge. I want to go to Paramdham. So while doing that, Shanai Shanai Uppar Med Buddhya Grati Grahita Atma Samstam Mana Kratvana Kinchit Apit Chinchet. So one gradually attains peace and tranquility of mind by little, but totally abandoning all the selfish desires, completely controlling all the sunset, practicing Pratyahara and mind by intellect, keeping the mind fully engaged in the God's consciousness and thinking of nothing else. So little by little, the seed of Om mantra will sprout, turn into a plant and tree, give the flowers and the fruits, and we merge to the supreme power. This is the power of Om mantra. So thank you very much attending how to live blissfully and attain eternal bliss. Thank you for attending. Thank you.